Ask Reddit by Chucha 3541. How do you handle being around with toxic classmates? Avoid them at all costs when it comes to group work and generally avoid fusing up any shit with them since it's not worth it. Engaging in extracurricular activities that I enjoy gives me a positive outlet and a break from the negativity, helping to balance out my overall school experience. Grab them by the hips, lift them in the air, spin 1080 degrees, and slam them through a table. I actually threw a girl over a desk in elementary school because she wouldn't stfu. Our teacher was threatening us all with detention if we weren't quiet. Ironically, after that happened, no one got detention and the teacher just kindly asked me about my home life. So, co-signed? Sometimes, I just need to take a step back and give myself a break from the environment altogether, even if it's just stepping outside for a few minutes to get some fresh air. I remind myself that their behavior is a reflection of their own issues, not a measure of my worth. This perspective helps me stay emotionally detached. I found that sometimes, understanding why they act the way they do helps. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it makes it easier to not take it personally and maintain my composure around them. I focus on building a strong support network with other classmates who share my values and attitudes. Knowing I'm not alone and can rely on others makes a big difference. When all else fails, I seek advice and support from teachers or counselors. They can offer new strategies for handling the situation or sometimes intervene directly if necessary. I've learned to speak up for myself in a calm and assertive way. It's empowering to stand up to toxic behavior, and it often surprises those classmates into backing down. I use humor to deflect toxic comments or behavior. It's a way to lighten the mood without directly confronting them, which sometimes just escalates the situation. Put them in a brazen bull. This has a 100% success rate. Scafism is better. Graduate. That's the only way. Unless you go to the same college as them. I sit close to the door of the classroom. So you'll have to basically ignore them. OFC, don't be the antisocial guy. Talk to them but don't try to become their friends and care about their words cause that's going to hurt you. I was the antisocial dude in elementary school that changed when I found out people thought I was gay and weird. How do you deal with being around toxic anything? Simply admit they exist, give them that, then simply refuse to acknowledge their existence after that. If I don't react, it's not there. If I don't look you in the eye, you don't actually exist. That's a right to myself that I grant you. It's not something that's freely given. Stan from American Dad, snaps fingers, gone. 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 Maintain boundaries, even when they test them. Emotional reactions are what toxic people tend to play off of. Don't get involved with them in any way possible is my advice. Keep a distance and become friendly with other non-toxic classmates. Bang their moms and then walk into the kitchen the next morning and eat all their cereal in just my underwear to assert dominance. The only way is to make yourself into a work of art. Nothing a negative person hates more than positivity. Turn that frown upside down, you ole grumpy gus. Literally understand you don't even need to acknowledge that they exist. If you want, become their friend or at least talk to them and see how they feel the need to act out. Sometimes people just need to talk about what's on their mind. Don't be around them. Became friends with them lol. Accidentally piss them off, apparently. It's inadvertently worked every time for me. Define toxic. Generally, I've grown to see that what we hate in others says a great deal about ourselves. Sometimes it tells us about things we are uncomfortable with, or tells us about our values. Sometimes it points to things we hate in ourselves. Also remember that the way you view others is not fact, it's an assumption. And assuming someone is toxic, does that make you good? And when a person is toxic, aren't you deciding that is all they are? That there's nothing good within them? As to your question, I see people in general as someone I can learn from. Rather than fighting resisting them, I see it as a challenge to become more of who I want to be.